I mean, I guess in the area we grew up in, there's so many basketball courts, that and baseball fields, and a soccer field technically. But I guess just playing basketball, just like growing up. I mean, I would probably start really like when you kind of self-actualize as a human. In like the early 2000s, I mean, watching Allen Iverson play. I mean, we live right outside of Philadelphia, so he was awesome, moving real quick, stealing the ball, moving really fast. I'm like, dang, I want to do that. Obviously Kyle Korver too, shooting threes. He was cool. So I just picked up a basketball, and obviously our neighbor had a net out front. I used to shoot on it for like 10, 15 minutes a day, and it became hours, and then I just became obsessed with the sport and playing it. I was always a multi-sport athlete growing up, but with basketball, man, I love it. I mean, people say it's an art, and unless you play it and you play at higher levels and everything, then you truly realize that like there's different things you can do and not do that make the sport just so much fun to play. So I mean, I've been playing since I was probably like 9, real competitively since I was about 9. But I don't know when I can ever stop. To be honest, I don't know if I ever will stop, but I love it.
How old were you when you started? What was the road that led you to this point?
So yeah, like I said, like 9, 10 years old. I didn't play in high school until I was a senior. Stuff happened. I transferred over from private school to new school. I got hurt sophomore year, junior year. Other circumstances, but senior I was able to play. But I guess what led me to this road of playing is just always playing and just never wanting to stop and play against better competition, and it's just always something that I love doing.
What is the hardest part about this process?
I guess the hardest part is like some days like you're putting in hours and hours and hours of work, and everything. You're doing your research on and off the court, and just waiting. The waiting game is the worst, because like when you have to wait for something that you really want to do, there's nothing worse. And there's always a saying, make sure you're always ready so you never have to be ready. And there's some days where you feel like, am I ever going to get that call? I'd rather, in my eyes, I'd rather always be ready, again, so the day that it does happen. But I've sent out thousands of emails, only getting like less than 10 answers. People do answer though, which is cool. Talk about needing more of this, less of that, more of this. But I guess just the hardest part is just waiting. And then when you're waiting, like people, you try to explain to people the process, what you're going through, what you want to do. Just you don't really always have an answer for them. Like, it's getting there. And so it's just time is never on your side, especially in that essence. I mean, there's only so many hours in a day. But I would say the waiting, negativity from other people too, that'll take its toll on you. But yeah.
Have you contacted or been in contact with any teams?
As of recent, there's a couple things working. I don't want to say anything too much, jinx it or whatnot, but a couple teams, here and there. Always the same thing though. When I do talk to agents and teams, is they just need a little more film or anything. So I'm always trying to attend. I've been on like the camp circuit, camp combine circuit. You go to them, do well. I do a lot of networking myself personally. I try to talk to as many basketball players as possible and try to see where I can get with that. But as of recent, just a couple here and there. Nothing too crazy though.
Biggest inspiration for basketball?
I guess, in approaching the sport of basketball, I would say, my parents, their work ethic and everything, they've worked several jobs growing up. They've always had 2 or 3 jobs, both my mom and dad. Just instilled a work ethic into me on that side of things. But in terms of playing, I loved Dwayne Wade growing up. I thought he was cool. He kind of was like around the same height, realistically speaking. He's a great guy watching him play, so I figured if I could be like Dwayne Wade, obviously I got my little Heat hat on. He was always a big inspiration for me. I just liked how every time he made a good play, he'd hype the crowd up and everything, like big inspiration to people. So, it just was always something cool, watching him play. I wanted to be just like him, and other players too. So, yeah.
Do you have a support group, and who helps you get through the bad times?
Yeah, oh my God, there's times, man, you'll drive yourself crazy just doing it, but the support group's good. I mean, I have my girlfriend, she helps me out. I have my other close friends. The worst is sometimes where you have to face like the harsh criticisms. You can't get too big-headed, because then that's when you stop growing. So the support group kind of keeps you level-headed. There's people who pretend that they're there for you, and then like situations get tough or not, they're not, and that's how you kind of find out. I would say most people at any point in their life, they realize their support group shrinks and gets bigger here or there, depending on who's there for and who isn't. But a lot of people do wish me the best and wish me a lot of luck, which is cool. And there's also on the other side of things, there's people who criticize me greatly, and it's okay. I mean, I think the worst part is that the people who say it can't happen and can't do it are usually the people that don't see themselves doing it, and you just gotta funnel it out, and it just makes the process so much easier.
I like to walk the lake. It's a good way to keep your mind straight. Obviously, it's a lot of stress, doing what I'm trying to do what I always trying to do in life. I always think Y'all About Lake's a pretty good place to walk around, trees and everything. A lot of geese. So, I mean, obviously the geese are a problem, but it is what it is. I like to be awake earlier than most people. If someone says to be there at 7, I like to be there at 5:30. That's just the way it is. When you want to work towards something, you got to fight for it. So sometimes we run the hill here. It's a good workout that way. But it is what it is. Some days are more challenging than others because you're tired. You don't want to wake up. There's not enough coffee in the world, but like I said, it is what it is. So usually walk the lake for 20, 30 minutes. Not every day, just most of the time. Sometimes, when it's getting warmer out, I can go swimming at a pool or, run on a field. But this whole quarantine crap is killing everything. But you just got to do what you got to do. It's nice here because all the rain coming down, you can hear all the water, and it's just really relaxing. Combine was supposed to be at the end of May. We're now mid-May, and obviously, unfortunately, with the COVID-19 outbreak, we can't do anything. So you just got to move forward, keep pushing, because you got to control what you can control, and whatever you can't control, it is what it is. You know what I mean? What's that? Laissez-faire, hands-off kind of deal. Yeah. So I mean, now it got pushed back to the end of June. Got a little under a month, so time to go to work. Might be raining now, but can't miss a day off. Makes the ball a little wet, but that's better for handling and everything and whatnot. Want to see how today goes.
I guess I met Nick in the fall of last year, so almost like a year I've known him. I think so. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's it. It was
It was like spring, maybe a year ago, about this time last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some things change and ain't never the same. Stacking my dollars in every which way. I got a lot of bullshit on my plate. Still all the same at the end of the day. Here and then gone ain't.
I mean, he's definitely have the drive. It's all about opportunity, and it's all about the right opportunity. There's players around the world that aren't playing right now because they were never given the right opportunity. So Nick can find that right spot and niche where he has to be at. As far as the work ethic and the drive, it's there. He just has to get that opportunity.
That's why it's all making sense when I say, still all the same at the end of the day. Some things just don't change. Feeling undead, I need some more brain, but I still feel lost, I'm losing my way. Pop some more E, I'm feeling okay. Smoke a little weed to ease on my pain, and I'm feeling so free, nothing in my way. Then I fall down, I'm crashing this plane. ADHD mixed in with mood swings. Then I drift off, don't know where I am. Feel so alive, but dead where I stand. And I'm bumping 3K, the coat is 3 grand. Been flying so high, don't know where I'll land. Just trying to get by the best that I can. Y'all be killing my vibe, don't ruin my chance. I'll be here for a while, getting used to my stance. Looking like Elon the way I finance. Digging through dirt for diamonds. Pressure push hard like grinding teeth. I'm hoping to find my goddess. Lead the way, I'm right behind you. And I'm just scratching the surface.
As far as Nick as a person, we do talk a lot on through text and Instagram. And, we just talk about life experiences and my experiences with basketball and college and overseas and stuff like that. So overall, I know Nick's got a good head on his shoulder, and just by seeing him a few times and talking to him, I know his work ethic is at a high level, and that's what it takes to get to where you got to be at.
All right, so the cool thing about the European ball is it's different, the FIBA regulation. So this is 29, okay? I don't know how it works, just 29, maybe PSI, whatever it is. But a men's ball in the United States is a 29.5, and a women's ball is a 28.5. So this is like it's right in the middle. So all good stuff, just trip around with it. I get used to it. You just shot a little bit off, it goes in. It's smaller, it helps. Usually I can tell like right before I release it where it's gonna go. Record. It's my basketball wall. Got all my stuff on it. This is from an overseas combine. It's one of them. That's my 21st birthday. That's not one. This is the Delaware Blue Coats. This is G League. 45. Blue Coats. If you're seeing this, you said you'd call me back. So. This is my first ever team. This is St. Rose. This is old. This is real old. This jersey was like from 2000. Look, it's like stitched on. This is high school. This is Audubon Green Wave. This is a medal I won recently for a league that we did. There's a white jersey. Got my varsity letter. And this was my most recent combine. This was just for the Team Different. If you guys have seen this, at Team Different, there's a lot of good stuff for basketball. Mangine Campbell. But my number one most prized thing is this from Audubon. It's a Pride and Excellence Award. There was another basketball I didn't win, but this one was cool. It was just for being a leader and stuff like that and having on the basketball team. So I always think it's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. Yeah, pretty much this is where we do all the fun playing, the non-stressful stuff. You know what I mean? The so we can just have fun playing basketball. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. I just camera. Yeah, it's the ending part. My pool's open. Is it really? You get your haircut?
Protecting numbers like a point guard. Fingers aiming at me, point to God. Up in the clouds, lost in my thoughts. I love you all, even though they tried to let me starve. Now my plate is looking extra large. I can't be around those who do it for a charge. That's the bigger loss. I want gold plaques on my wall more than the ones I floss. I remember playing songs for you. I would've really risked it all for you. That's why I keep building bridges to get across to you. The things that you break make you who you are. No competition out here, I send my regards. When I'm on top, I hope the world thanks you. Hey. Please don't stop me, so they blame you. When I'm on top, I hope the world thanks you. Please don't stop me, no they blame you. Yeah. Even if they blame, don't let it hurt your name. They can throw the shade, but cannot take the fade. Ain't it crazy when people start acting lazy and you ask them about it, their mindset becomes hazy. It amazes me, but it is not amazing. Heart so cold, but the flow remains blazing. Bipolar temperatures are really what I'm phrasing, and you're praising on my downfall. That's really what you're raising. Over, I gotta change the sofa. Maybe she'll come over, and we can get closer. Yeah. The things that you break make you who you are. No competition out here, I send my regards. Now when I'm on top, I hope the world thanks you. Hey. Please don't stop me, no they blame you.
Bob McClernan. Say hi to camera, Bob.
How's it going?
This is the guy you want. Right here. All right, let's go. Let's finish this up.
When I'm on top, I hope the world thanks you. Please don't stop me, no they blame you.
Quiet as kept that door still open. And my niggas on when I'm on and I don't feel broke. My mind 80% in the streets and I'm still broke.
Like enjoy everything.
22 gave the streets what they want. Got them thinking that they
Like I've been saying, the whole
no
thing is what it
opposition,
is.
said he quit, he think
Not
he
who?
keys. Told him he the only one get it.